That was a big buck.
What a roller coaster of a season it has been. She came in downwind, it actually winded me.
Well guys, as you can see in here, it is a pretty nasty thunderstorm going on with heavy rains and a little bit of lightning. So we are not going to be heading into the woods right now. What I am going to do though is hope that this breaks a little bit, and I'm gonna stick around in the area. And I think what I'm gonna do is go park this property that I'm hunting today. It has a few fields on the back side of it. And just as like a Hail Mary, I think I'm going to go park around there where I can watch one of the fields. And if I see something crossing it, I can get out and shoot it. But that's about the only play for right now. And it looks like this is going to continue until about 1 p.m. today. So I spooked a big buck coming in here. Almost got a shot off on him. And he kind of slipped out through this little draw I'm set up on, but I'm trying the old bump and dump. I'm gonna see if he comes back here. It's starting to rain pretty good, so it covered the sound of me setting up. The rain is hopefully covering some of my scent. And I think he went down this way, in which case he'll have to circle back up and I should see him before he winds me, but he was a big buck. I'd be happy if he comes back. But I'm gonna sit here and wait it out in hopes that that's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm getting a lot of thunder and flashes of lightning. As much as I hate to, I may have to go back to the truck for just a minute. I'm gonna leave my stand set up here because I do believe it's in a good spot, and then I'll just have to wait for the weather to break and head back in. Kind of sucks because I'm already here and I know there's a big deer in this area, but I got a chance getting hit by lightning. So I got back into my stand without spooking nothing. I literally got down and hauled ass to the truck. And as soon as I got to the truck, the weather broke. That has been my luck for today, but I just looked at the forecast. It is supposed to be nice as far as rain and thunder goes for the next couple of hours. The storm just broke, so I think we'll start seeing some deer here soon. And I also brought a grunt tube and a rattle bag, and I fully intend on putting both of those to use here in just a minute. Back out here for day 2 of the Missouri rifle season, and I'm tucked up next to a ridge that has some pretty good doe bedding on it. I'm on the leeward side. There's a lot of thick cover here, and the thick cover has a little draw that kind of leads out of it. I shot a good buck in here a couple of years ago, and last year I sat in here during bow season and had a good buck run up on me right over here. The ridge kind of continues to my right here. And like to kind of cruise it this way, or sometimes they'll cruise it that way. But I got a west-northwest wind that's blowing over the top of this ridge, and I'm just over the ridge, and it's kind of blowing down a draw that I'm in. So the two places that I know bucks like to frequent, at this spot my wind should be good for. It's really, really windy. The wind is kind of gnarly, but it's only like intermittent. There's a lot of dead spots in between. But it's November and anything can happen, so. Just had 2 deer come through. I heard one kind of trotting, so I turned around real quick. I thought it was maybe a buck chasing a doe, but it looked to be like 2 does. Or it was a doe and a really small buck. But either way, it wasn't nothing that I was worried about. But I'm still kind of watching, because if she's hot, that may not be the last action I see come through there. Just had a nice buck come through, and he was pretty nice. I think it may be the one I bumped yesterday, because we're in the same general area, but he's about 150 yards away, and I only got a glimpse of his antlers through the brush, but it looked like the same deer that was coming through yesterday. Almost in the right spot 2 days in a row. But I'm kind of getting a feel, because that deer's up there. I was over here yesterday. There's a little area that they like to hang out in up there. And I think if they stick around there too much longer, I'll have a good shot at getting him. I think I'm only 1 to 2 mornings away. But he's been in the area twice in a row. And there's a lot of does here, so. A lot. I know there's other bucks in here too. Maybe he'll chase one of them back by me. Maybe he'll come back that way to bed. It's hard to say, but we'll just have to sit it out and see. Those does in that spike that I seen earlier just walked right through. Would have been a perfect shot. And that buck was kind of following them. So I'm hoping they hear in about 15 minutes he makes that same circle. Because if he does, it'll be an easy shot. One can only hope. Ma. Yes! That was a big buck. I hit him good. I think I seen him go down by this tree. I'm gonna glass for a minute because I can't confirm that for sure. But I'm pretty sure he's down. I'm gonna get down and go check on this thing. I think it crashed right there. But I'm gonna bring my gun in case it doesn't go so well. But I think here he is. I am on cloud 9 right now. I thought I'd seen him drop. And I did. He's a nice deer. He's bleeding everywhere. I'm gonna kind of backtrack the blood for a minute just to see what the point of impact looks like and stuff, and then we'll come back and get a good look at him. Pretty cool looking deer. He's actually got split, I don't know if you would count those as split brows or 2 stickers, but that's definitely the buck I seen earlier. And I thought he might come back and make that same circle, and he sure did. I'm so excited. He's got a little kicker right here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pointer. Man, I don't know if he's bigger than my bow buck. He's definitely not as wide, but he's got some pretty cool character. Oh man, I can't begin to tell you how happy I am with this deer. He doesn't have split brows, but he's got a kicker off each brow. He's got a little crab up here. Definitely character-wise, the coolest deer I've ever shot. And my first gun that I actually shot with my Mossberg 930 slug gun, so I was excited about that. I seen this deer yesterday, and I bumped him out of his bed. I believe it was the same deer. Just on the other side of the ridge over there with a southeast wind. And I hung a stand there, and I thought he was going to come back, and he didn't. And I think I may have caught a glimpse of him down at the tip of this point around noon. But otherwise, the rest of that sit was pretty uneventful, besides seeing some does and stuff like that. And then this morning, I actually had a west-northwest wind, which is a good wind for the other side of the ridge. And last year during bow season, I had a good sit here and had a good buck running behind me there. So I sat there, and about between 8:30 and 9, I seen a lot of deer, I seen a lot of does, and closer to 9, I believe it was this buck. I seen him walk. There's a little logging road. I seen him walk the edge of that logging road going this way, the same way all those does had. Well, about 20 minutes later, those does circle back and cross right behind my stand at like 10 yards. And I was like, if he does the same thing, I'll be set. And he didn't do the exact same thing, but for the most part, he came down that fence line. Now, he hopped it, and he was going to go down the tip of this point. But for the most part, he did the exact same thing those does did. Gave me an easy 50-yard shot. It's a little bit farther forward than I wanted it to be, but I did put it right in the boiler house, and he crashed within about 40 yards or so. And I am really, really happy with this guy. This isn't the split G2 buck that I seen earlier in archery season either, that I was really hoping to catch up with, so he's still out here. I'll probably try to put one of my buddies on him, but yeah, I'm pretty far back in here, so I've got a lot of work to do to get him out of here, and I'm going to get that started. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe, and until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.